Hi, guys. So we're back with our interviews of the superstars who've undergone the training and today are doing amazing work, shifting the world, making it a better place. And today, I have this amazing and beautifully humble person, right? Now, you can see this gentleman on the left screen. His name is Amit Chawla. Hi, Amit. Thank you so much for
Hey,
coming in.
Paritosh.
Right. So इनको अमित को अगर हम typically introduce करें तो हम ऐसी बातें बोलेंगे that he's got 30 years of experience. He has led some amazing leadership positions, right? ये सब बातें जाएंगी, but I don't want to say that about Amit. This is what I want to say about Amit. That um, humility and the drive to learn, drive to contribute in the life of people from an authentic space is what defines this gentleman, right? I still remember that when he came to the session and so much of experience and everything, for a moment I got into this space. Really, this guy wants to do a program from me? Because at first it felt like that I could learn from him. And I honestly did feel that, right? And I had my doubt whether he'll join the program, but how he came in, how he never let the experience difference come in the way, nothing, and just completely learning, um, authentically learning, then finding his space, then establishing and going live, and the kind of stories that I hear about this guy from the people he's helping today, whoa, right, gives a sense of peace here. I feel is that I have a small part to play in that. हम सबको credit लेना होता है ना, so I also find a way to take credit, right? But this is the most amazing thing, that when you're talking to Amit, you know that you're speaking to someone who's real, who's authentic, who's genuine, and it's a pleasure to have a conversation with this guy. And Amit, it's been a while that you and I've connected, and I'm glad this interview happened. I'm getting this chance to speak with you again. Now, professionally, Amit is a clarity coach, right? Now, the clarity coach is a very interesting term. And I remember that, Amit, you and I were sitting in a session, right? And we were trying to figure out what niche you should be going into. And you kept saying this word clarity, that, you know, helping people get clarity. People
Yeah.
are not clear. They've got too many options. They've got too many thoughts, right? Everything happening at the same time. And from there, how the term clarity coach came in and how it exactly defines you. The work that you do is so amazing. So guys, Amit is a coach today, a very good coach with a lot of experience, a lot of background, specializes in helping people create transformation in their businesses and their careers. And he focuses on helping people create clarity of thought, clarity of action before taking action, right? So Amit, now I've spoken a lot for today.
Yeah.
I'm going to transfer this off to you. So you came into the program when you were just starting off, right?
Correct. That's right.
Right, bright and early days, right? And today I know people are singing praises about you, right? I every few days I end up talking to someone, even in lockdown, that oh, Amit is amazing. This transformation happened for me. That happened for me, right? So how did this journey go from you deciding to quit, deciding to connect to a contribution space of coaching, being being unsure, or I don't know if I could say the word lost. I don't think you ever were lost, but I don't know, probably lack of any other word that I'm able to find. How did it go, and how did, in such a short time, in less than a year's time, you've come to a place where people are singing praises of you? What's been the journey? Tell me, please.
Okay. Thanks, Paritosh. I think you have been very generous in talking about me.
It's
Uh,
okay.
and I would have loved to have you in the office actually in Clarity Hive, because
You,
some of
yes.
the concepts that I learned from in MNP is actually implemented here in the
Yeah.
office. So I would have loved to have you, but anyways, that's we'll meet separately
Soon.
soon. Yeah. Uh, so let me share this part. So my background has been in the software industry for 3 decades, and I was mostly in the leadership role for last about 12, 13 years.
Mhm.
The last role that I did was I was a country head of a fintech company. And I would say something happened, right? Where I figured out what I really want to do is actually coaching. Okay. And when that clarity came to me that I should be a coach, because at the age of 50, I figured out, I'm 53 by the way, that I love coaching, right? Probably you figured out networking, you love networking quite early in your life, by the way.
Yeah, in
I
comparison,
figured
yes.
out, yeah, I figured out coaching is what I really love to do at 50. And when that clarity came to me, I moved from my corporate career and decided to become a coach, right? And obviously left my office, my cabin, and started sitting in a co-working space where you were also there.
Yes.
And suddenly, when I was sitting there, I realized, oh my God, I am actually not a coach. I have become an entrepreneur, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a difference between a coach and being an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? Even now we are talking, two of us. I'm not working like a coach. I'm talking to you like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Doing the personal branding part or marketing part. All that part is part of a different role.
Yeah.
So when that occurred to me, I figured out, oh my God, I have to learn many new things,
Yeah.
which is marketing, selling, networking, accounts, all things which I had no clue of by that time. And that kind of got me shaky that, what should I do?
Mm.
So at that time, I made a call. I made a decision to myself, actually, and a commitment to myself that I'll get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, which meant was whatever I was uncomfortable, I'll make myself comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And one of the things was very uncomfortable for me was obviously networking, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're in a corporate world, you do not actually network. You do stakeholder management, you talk to your peers, and there is always a reason why you're talking because of your work, your accountability, and all that part.
And
But
sorry, if I
yeah,
may interrupt, there's also the power of the chair.
correct, correct.
Right. So that's
So
a
we
big
don't know, we don't know whether the person is talking to me as a genuine or because I'm sitting in a chair, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Uh, yeah. So, and when I was country head, I didn't need to do networking,
Yeah.
right? Because anything I had to do, I would delegate or get the work, it will happen.
Yeah.
So networking was my weakest link. When I
Yeah.
stepped out of corporate, networking was my weakest link. And I said, I will figure out how to do networking.
Yeah.
And obviously it happens, law of attraction, that I said, okay, I want to learn networking. And then suddenly I see Paritosh walks in, right? A strategic networking coach. I said, okay, there is something happening, right?
Yeah.
So I took the plunge at that time. I joined BNI also
Yeah.
and been there for 3 years, uh, and got immersed, I would say, into the world of networking. And I learned multiple things. So this was like my step, of going through your program for a year and getting comfortable with networking.
Hmm.
And there are a few things which happened, and that made me a little simpler and easier,
Hmm.
like few things that we learned. One of the things you mentioned in networking is do not judge,
Yeah.
make no judgment.
Yeah.
And when that thing trickled to me, I realized actually it's a link between coaching and networking. In
Okay.
coaching also, we are
Absolutely.
not supposed to judge the
Yeah.
client, and we have to work at an equal level as per
Absolutely.
the ICF definition, right?
Yeah.
So when that occurred to me, oh my God, so that is common between coaching and networking, so I can probably learn it faster.
Yeah.
And that was a huge, huge change from being in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Because in corporate world, as a country head, as a leader, you are supposed, and my role, my accountability was to judge.
Hmm.
So who should get how much increment, how we should get promotion, right?
Hmm.
Who should get a raise, who should be hired, who should be not in the company. So
Hmm.
many of these judgment was required as a leader. And now
Absolutely.
suddenly I've
Oh,
shifted, right? So that's one thing which happened in that journey of MNP, of learning how not to judge.
hmm.
And the second thing which happened during this journey of MNP, I would say, was about figuring out what I should be known as, right?
Yeah.
The personal brand message, what I should be known as, and that's the conversation we had
Yeah.
in the co-working space, sitting, and this word clarity came, right?
Yeah.
So
Again and again. Again
yeah,
and again.
right. And that got me thinking, oh my God. So I've been helping people get clarity. And then why should I call myself as a transformation coach or a business coach? Why not clarity coach? And so I took a call that time. Okay, I'll become a clarity coach, and I just rebranded everything and worked towards it, researched on it, made some programs around it, wrote a book on it.
Yeah.
So lots of things happened by just that, probably a half an hour conversation that we had
Yes. Yes.
on that.
So I'm going to jump in to our audience who's watching this. You will find the link of the book. The book is called Clarity First, right? It's a quick read book that Amit has written. Right, I've gone through it. It's a very interesting read. Okay, you'll find the link of that book in the comment section below. So please do remember to get your hands on a copy. Okay, cool. Thank you. So Amit, now my one question that's popping up in my mind right now is this: that Yeah, we spoke, we sat down, we discussed that clarity coaching is what you should be going towards. But it was a risk.
Yeah.
And there was nobody who's ever taken a term like clarity coach. At least I'm not aware of it, even till today. So how has that played out for you? How has that brand message played out for you? And where has it led you to be today?
Yeah. So when I chose that I should be a clarity coach, it was a risk because there was not anybody who's doing that.
Yeah.
And like I've said, I wanted to become comfortable being uncomfortable and do things which I'd never done before, right?
Yeah.
So it was a conscious call
Yeah.
that let me do something which has no history, so to say. I mean, there are some concepts which are there, but
Yeah.
so it also meant that I had to learn a lot. I had to discover more. I had to research. It was not just giving gyan to somebody. So I had to also figure out what clarity actually means.
Yeah.
And by writing the book or by writing some post and doing my whole journey of life,
Yeah.
I think I've not got still the definition of clarity. It is a work in progress that will
Wow.
never finish. And every year, every week, every month, I see some new thing coming into my mind.
Mm.
Okay, this is becoming more and more clear.
Mm.
But obviously, it will never become clear, no, fully. And that's the part of what I start enjoying, right?
Right.
About
Okay, I'm going to jump in again. And again, to our audience, see, this is what I meant that when you're talking to him, you're talking to someone absolutely authentic. Here's a clarity coach very openly saying in front of you that he doesn't have a very clear definition and it's a work in progress,
Mhm.
right? And I can say this with a lot of experience in the domain of training and coaching that not a lot of people will have this level of authenticity. So really amazing, Amit. Thank you so much for that. Cool.
Yeah,
So
in
yeah,
fact, when people ask me, Amit, so there's so much of uncertainty happening currently. So do you have clarity what will happen after 3, 6, 12 months? I say, my dear friend, right now there is no clarity, right? And that
yeah,
is the clarity we have, that there
yeah.
is no clarity what will happen in 3 months' time. And you have to live with that, right? You have to live with this clarity that there is no
I
clarity.
never looked at it that way.
Right?
I actually, this is so exciting. I never looked at um, what you just said, that this is the clarity that we do not have clarity and we have to be okay with it,
Yep.
and perhaps keep doing the very best we can.
Yep.
In the gut, wow, this is truly gold.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, Amit, here's the thing. As you were speaking, I was taking notes, and I try and do that in these mini interviews, right? So, a couple of things that stood out for me. Number one is the realization that hit you that you're actually not a coach, you're an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
right? And this is something that a lot of trainers and coaches get wrong. They think that they are trainers and coaches and not entrepreneurs. So this perhaps coming to you at the early stage was absolutely amazing, right? Then I love what you said about being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Right? That was so amazing that when we're looking at growing in life, things aren't going to turn around the way we want.
Mhm.
They're going. It's a roller coaster ride,
Mhm.
right? So that was amazing, right? And then you spoke about, and this is something that stands out as your clarity expertise for me. You came around and said that I became present to the fact that networking is my weakest link.
Mhm.
And despite being at such a prestigious position in the corporate world, coming from there and now turning an entrepreneur, the clarity that you had was that networking is your weakest link. You choosing to take action on it
Mhm.
was really amazing. A lot of us get clarity, but we go into doubt after that, right? And how you said that the moment you thought networking is something that you want to do, a networking trainer appears in the same space that you were occupying, right? And I always say that life is taking care of us. It's creating a path for us. Our job is not to come in the way,
Yeah.
right? And that's exactly there, right? And um, you spoke about risk,
Mhm.
right? That taking um, taking the title of clarity coach was a risk,
Mhm.
and you took that risk, and you said that on that risk you had to keep learning every few time, and awareness is coming to you, something is coming to you, you're still discovering the specialization. And I say that about networking too. that I still think that I'm figuring networking out, and it's been 10 years for me, right? So I completely relate to what you said. Some really beautiful lessons there, right?
Mhm.
Brilliant. Any final thoughts, Amit? Any message on networking to the world out there, to people who are watching?
Yeah. So the part in networking is like I will give you example. Okay. So over by learning the art and science of networking, you can create multiple network. Okay, not only one network. And like what I have happened with me was earlier I had a network of only corporate professionals, my peers and all that. And by learning the art of networking, I was able to build network of business owners. I made network of young entrepreneurs. I made network of social entrepreneurs. Then I also work on D&I space on diversity and inclusion, especially focused on women. So I worked with them also. So I have like 5 different network. And but this underlying thing which I kept is, like my purpose of life is work with young. So all the people that I coach are young, right? And young means not by age. They have desire, they have ambition,
The
they want
fire.
to learn, right? They have the fire, right?
Yeah.
That happens. But the part I realized was when I see these, I was able to create these 5 different network, and I'm right now figuring out the mindset of these different network is different. Their
Mhm.
aspirations are different, their visions are different, their fears are different, their challenges are different. And when I start connecting, right, when you start connecting people within those network or across, it's such amazing feeling, and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see a person grow. You can
Yes.
see the people grow, and when you see a person grow, I grow, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of networking, where you're connecting different people of different mindset, um, and you see some transformation happening.
Yeah.
And that actually helps me to grow.
Wow.
Because as a coach, we listen a lot, we learn a lot.
Mhm.
And I feel by networking, I grow myself. There
Yeah.
obviously others will grow, but internally I grow a lot. And I've grown a lot, I feel, by becoming more comfortable with networking.
Yeah.
Right. So the part I would like to tell the audience is get comfortable with networking, and it will help others grow, but also you will grow. I'm not saying by money wise as such, but I'm
Yeah.
saying internally you will grow.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's what I would like to say.
that's very valuable. Very well said. Fantastic. Thank you, Amit. Thank you so much for coming in, taking time, and sharing this learning with us. And I'm saying, I find myself saying this in all these interviews that I'm doing is that I'd love to do this again 1 year from now, right? And track the journey year after on where have you gone from where you are today. So I look forward to doing a repeat of this 1 year down, right?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming.
Paritosh. You started the journey of mine on networking. So I would love to have you as part of my network forever, because to see how networking has helped me throughout my life. Okay.
Brilliant. And my visit is due. The moment this phase is over, I'm coming in. Chai and samosas, you have them ready.
Yes, I will.
All right, cool. Thank you, Amit. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.